Okay, I had a goal, and that goal was to start my live tonight at 8 o'clock. That was my intention. You are first, Carol. That was my intention. Hi, Wendy. I was going to be here at 8 o'clock, and then the world happened. Hi, Myra. So it's a little after 10 my time, but it's got to be 8 o'clock someplace, right? Hi, Sandy. I have to tell you, your comment on my last video made me very sad. It really did. I think that's terrible. I think, to feel invisible when you're with people is a horrible feeling. Yeah, hi. How are you, Sheila? Sheila, did you see my last Voxer? I sent it to you the other day. Didn't get a response, so I kind of figured that you didn't see it. Yeah, it made me really sad because I think there is that kind of a truth that we can be in a group of people, yeah, and just feel as if we're invisible. I remember sort of having that feeling, although it wasn't so much the people at the party when it was at my son and daughter-in-law's house many years ago. It was more my daughter-in-law who made me feel that way. Sort of didn't matter where I stood in the room, I was in the way. But yeah, that is bad. I think in the end, what we have to do is to try somehow, in some way, to create our own lives so that we have something that we can build ourselves. And I know it's harder, and it gets harder the older we are and the more isolated that we feel. And of course, you made a huge move, so you're in a place where you don't even have, I mean, you have certainly a familiarity now because you've been there for a number of years, but it's not the same as if you were in the place from which you came or in another place where a lot of people were. It's funny, too, because I was thinking today, oh, yeah, it's really hard. And I think they don't realize how they hurt our feelings when they do that. I'm sure in the end she appreciates what you do for her, but they don't think sometimes when they say things that turn out to be hurtful for us. I think I have to take these things out of my head. They're going to catch on my chair, and the chair is not fully paid for yet. So I don't want to tear it. So there we go. Well, that's stunning. Yeah, so I think it's really hard. I don't think until I don't think that's funny. Carol said, Sandy, I think we have the same daughter. Hi, Michelle. Welcome from California. I think, wow, 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 your daughter baked a lot of cookies. That's an awful lot. Yeah, seems to me my son and his significant other are always baking cookies too. But yeah, it is. I think what we do to ourselves, though, when we make ourselves part. Hi, Valley. Nice to see you. It's it's a funny thing. You know what I think it is? I think they don't get us and we don't necessarily get them. And I don't think they realize mothers of difficult daughters. Oh, so it's a common phenomena? I always wished so that I knew you meant of. I wished so that I had a daughter because I thought with a daughter it would have been different, that I would have had somebody who really understood me woman to woman and could appreciate the things that I was going through. But I suspect until they get to that stage themselves, they just don't get it. They just don't. And I have to tell you, I was trying to give David some really good advice. Really, Mary, that's interesting. You would take 6 boys over 1 girl. And here I was thinking all this time that if I had a daughter, I'd have an advocate and I'd have a friend and a close close person to me. Mm, yeah, that's so hard. That really is so hard. But I started to say, a friend of mine and I were talking tonight, and I had mentioned that I had tried to give David some good advice, and of course he just wasn't hearing me because, after all, I'm just his mother. But at the same time, she said to me, no matter how old they get, it's a competition. No matter how old they get, they're still kids. Doesn't matter how old they are. They're still kids and they still don't get it. They just don't get it. And it's very sad. It really is because it would be so wonderful to have the relationship. It's a funny thing. I think very often this is true in life that we never quite have the relationship exactly the way that we want it. Aw, aw, yeah, that's hard. Well, maybe I can tell your princess something for you since she's so close by. Did we do the same thing? I always felt that my mother was my best friend. I really did. She was wonderful. I knew she was wonderful. And I felt very close to her. I really did. I missed her terribly when she was gone. um, yeah, I think having a wonderful relationship with your mother it's a real gift. I remember when I got married, my mother-in-law had 2 sons, and she always said how happy she was to, don't mind me, I'm trying to find a way to hold this, that it's not going to give me a cramp. Um, that how happy she was that she had daughters, and I certainly tried to be that for her. It is a different world. It really is a different world today. It's so hard. Really, Sandy, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that was a really meaningful video that I put out for me. I just brought back a lot of wonderful memories, and being able to show all the mothers and daughters of all the other YouTubers as well was just a great gift. I think I'm going to have to do that kind of a video again. I think it's time. Not the same thing, but something kind of revealing of our relationships as they go, and what they mean to us, and how much of an impact they have on our lives, positive and negative. Because look at the negative emotions and what they stir in us if we don't have a great relationship. You didn't see that one, Carol? It was kind of touching, I think. Um, you can go back and find it. I think it was, did I call it Mothers and Daughters? I don't recall. and I made it quite a while ago, quite a long time ago. I just it affected me a lot putting it together and looking over all of that. One of my subscribers had asked me recently if I would do a video showing pictures of me when I was younger and sort of the aging of me. I don't have nearly the number of pictures that most normal human beings have because I come from a family where they never took a lot of pictures, so I never got in the habit of taking a lot of pictures. So I can certainly come up with some things as I find the things along the way, and I certainly could come up with some old pictures. Yeah, it's very hard, Carol, when you have lost your mother. Um, yeah, I saw Sheila's video today, and it's absolutely true. It really is true. Depression is a significant thing that we deal with for so many different reasons. And I think it happens a lot. It happens to a lot of younger people as well. I have to tell you, I watched a video, and I don't remember whether I watched it last night or this morning because I was up a lot in the middle of the night last night. I woke up and started watching videos, which was stupid. But I watched this video. There was this girl. She was 12 years old. She had been abused by her stepfather, and her mother really didn't protect her or seem to even care for her enough to make her feel valued or wanted or beautiful or anything. And being an only child, Mary, is hard. That really is hard. But it's how the heck did I get lost again? I just Oh, about the girl. In the video, she kept crying and she kept apologizing. Hi, Linda. She kept apologizing for not being good enough. She kept apologizing for not being pretty enough. She just said she wasn't worthy. In the end, she killed herself. She was 12 years old. She could not see any possible future for her in a world that seemed so cold and where she was perceived as having no worth. How sad is that? Hi, Sonny. It's great to see you too. It was such a horrible thing to see. I wished I had known her when she was alive. I wished I could have taken her in. I find it so astounding that a mother of somebody in so much turmoil, in such obvious turmoil, she made videos. She actually, I believe, hung herself in a video. And she kept apologizing in the last moments before she took her life. I just, so many people go through anything to have a child. So many people spend years and years going through a difficult time just to get to that point. And to have all of these people who treat their children like garbage, it's horrible. It's really horrible. Then I watched a documentary. It's a terrible, terrible thing. It breaks my heart for that girl. She should be here. Another young boy took his life because he was so bullied and he couldn't stand it. He just couldn't stand the pain anymore. Why don't we take care of our kids out there? There has to be a better way to save these people. And there are so many signs. There are so many signs that come up. I wish I wish there were a way to reach out to them and let them know that as terrible as it is right at this moment, it will change and it will get better. When your daughter moved to Kentucky, your mom said, "How could she do that?" That's absolutely true. But the truth is, Sandy, if you think about it, I mean, so many of our ancestors came to a different country and they never saw their parents again. They left to try to have a better life. So that's not necessarily new. When my son moved across the country, it was hard, but on the other side of the coin, I was not going to keep him from fulfilling his destiny because I was going to miss him. And Lord knows I miss him to this day. Oh, oh, Sonny. Oh, that's horrible. You have to, oh, on Sheila's. I'm just, I think, I don't know if I'm more astounded or appalled at the callousness that I see in some people. How can it be? How can it be? But there is a tremendous callousness in a lot of people, and you see it all over, and it makes me very, very sad. That I would have had to do the same thing, Sonny. I don't understand how a parent can say that she would give her child the rope to hang himself. It's inconceivable to me. I don't understand that kind of parenting. And I know that some children can be really challenging. Sandy, your girlfriend's son just died. He got, oh, Sandy, that's so sad. Oh, okay, there you go. Um, I also was watching a documentary last night about Dr. Mahmoudi. I think that was that book that Betty Mahmoudi had written, a long time ago, many years ago, um, about Not Without My Daughter. And it was that whole thing about not being able to leave Iran. I think it was Iran. And how she was held there according to her part of the story. But then you see him 16 years later trying desperately to see his daughter. He had not seen his daughter all those years, and he was bereft. He broke my heart. Horrible. Yeah. And of course, if one is to believe everything in the movie or everything in the book, there were terrible things that happened, but there are always two sides to a story. So maybe it wasn't quite as bad, or even if it, let's even say that it was. Here is a man who now has grown so much older. Oh my God, he was 14? In any case, he was trying desperately to reach out to his daughter just to talk to her. He called, when he finally, it took him years and years to get a phone number. Whose video? Denise. Really, truly. And he finally found the phone number and he called and he heard his ex-wife's voice and he asked for his daughter's name and he said he just wanted to talk to her. Oh, thanks, Denise. It's the start of a dialogue we should all have, really. Thanks, Myra. I just feel as if there is so much sadness. This man went to his death still not able to contact his daughter. He just wanted to talk to her. He just wanted to tell her, I'm sure, that he loved her and tell her whatever his side of the story was. And it's interesting because it too, like so many other things, is polarizing. And you had all these comments on it saying he didn't deserve it and good for him. Time goes by and people have feelings and feelings change and people grow and people, they just change. And it's like he was issued a life sentence of never seeing his child again. That has to be a terrible, terrible thing. And to me, it just makes me really sad for the world. And it was a loss for the daughter too, because whatever else, and whatever her own memories were, or whatever her coached memories were, he was still the other part of her. And I'm sad that he kept trying to hold out hope. You could see he flew to Helsinki at one point, trying to be on neutral ground. He thought that if he did that, that she might come to see him because it was a neutral place. You could see that he could hardly walk. Oh, yeah, you know, it's funny, the things that we see though about ourselves as we change and the things that we can't tolerate because we look at ourselves. Some of us look in the mirror and say, "Oh my God, I am my mother." And some of us look in the mirror and say, "Oh my God, where did I go?" But I found for me, you talking about that? It sure is. Yeah, it's resting there. I have to actually take it in and wash it. Remember that wig video that I want to do on the washing? It is hard to get older. It really is. It's hard to see things go. It's like a letting go of the things that we no longer have. And that's a hard thing. It's a really hard thing. There are jowls, yes, but we can do things about it. And when I first started this odyssey on YouTube, I had first started playing with makeup. I did not even, my neck was really terrible too. It's not great now, but it's not terrible. But thank God for makeup and wigs. You're right. I mean, it makes a huge difference to be able to do something that makes us feel better and to enjoy seeing that change in ourselves that is positive. When I gained a lot of weight, I used to look in the mirror and I said, "What the heck did I do?" That's funny, Sandy. Um, I just, I decided one day when I kept looking in the mirror, it was as if I didn't care anymore because it was just getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, thanks a lot. I love this purple top. It has those tiny little bits of bling, I guess, an occasional little, that is funny, isn't it? Yeah, Meredith, you did, and look how far you've come from that. That's a wonderful thing. You really have done very well with that for yourself. And look at all the healthy things you eat. You even put some healthy things in my refrigerator. Yes, you become unrecognizable to yourself. Um, Meredith is not tiny. She is well proportioned and she looks great, and you would never know that she was ever that weight. Um, but I think when we look in the mirror and we see those images of people we don't recognize, or we see us going down a path that we know is only going to get worse, we tend to lose hope. And I think what I chose to do myself at that point was I decided to play, um, I decided to play with makeup and to see if I could do something to allow me to appreciate the me that I was today. That was why when I started my channel and I called it Growing Older with Style, and then the tagline was, what was it? Something about embracing the new you. Exactly, exactly. No more cat calls. So listen, but if you're short and you have big boobs, at least you're not likely to fall over the way we taller girls might. You know, plunk. So or you don't have as far to go. So that's a good thing. I think it is I am trying very hard to do that, but what I wanted it to say for the people out there was that just love the new you because this is who you are now. And that's what it is. That's what I look pretty decent, I think, for a woman in her 70s. I think I don't look anywhere near as good as I did when I was younger, except I didn't know how to do makeup then. I could have looked a heck of a lot better if I knew what I was doing back in the day. My God, I modeled. And I look at some of the modeling pictures now and I die. I look at them and I say, if only I had been able to do the makeup with the Jerry that I am now. Exactly. You need to reinvent yourself. Every one of us needs to reinvent ourselves because it makes us current, and it makes us feel as if, hey, we're not bad. We're really not bad. I mean, occasionally I have to laugh when the trolls come in and they make remarks about how terrible I look. And I want to say to them, honey, you should see the way I used to look. This is really good. So, we have, and you have to you have to maintain a sense of humor about it because if you don't, you have to love yourself as you are. Absolutely. And you have to be the best you that you can possibly be. I've said this so many times before. Be the best you. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to replicate anybody else. Everybody else is taken. So just be the best you. And there's so much that we can do. And I think when we are interested in life, I think we radiate a certain great look. Hi, Erlinda. I'm so happy that you joined us. It does make a huge, huge difference. Isn't it great? It really does take years off. I think it's great, Carol. I think we all in the end help each other, don't you think? Because we all in our own way, we all have something to give when each of us has something that we need. And I think it really helps so tremendously. So now when you go bowling and someone throws a gutter ball, you crack up and staying, you'll do better. You'll do better next time. Um, it's we have the gift of life, all of us, and it's a great gift. It's a great gift. We need to make the most we can of it every single day. This is your time around the block this time, looking for the funny. You always look for the funny. You're good at finding the funny. So, oh, here we go. Where's a hammer when you need it? I need a cheeseburger. I have to tell you, I have been saying to my friends, and nobody's taking the hint. I keep telling them I am in desperate need of a Bobby's Burger. I so want to go there and get one. We were having lunch today, and it was a very nice lunch, and I really enjoyed it, and everything was terrific. And I sat there wanting a Bobby's Burger. And I said to my friend Jackie, I said, wouldn't it be funny if we finally go there and, aw, no, it's never the booby prize. It's not. We just don't always recognize it at the time. Aw, aw, Sheila. Um, I love you, girl. I know the Lindt. Did it say that the Lindt chocolate was that the one? Something said it was 300 something calories for a serving. See, they always get you with that serving because my serving is not the same as their serving. So it's just a tad bit different. But yes, I said it would be really funny if we went to Bobby's Burgers and I had one and I sat there and said, "Oh, it's not so good." Because my memory of it is that it was so good and I enjoyed it so much. And I would love to have that ability to do it again. Wouldn't that be great? Walk down the cookie aisle. I know you do. I know you do. And how lucky are we to both have friends with a warped sense of humor, serving them the size of a dime? Yeah, actually, there's a smash burger here, but I'm not that crazy about it. It's okay. It's better than the average burger. Um, so, uh-huh, here we go again. Hammer anybody? Sickle anybody? Indeedy do. Yep. Next time around the block. It's sort of like needing a fly swatter. Did you ever feel as if you needed a fly swatter? Okay. I love a great big cheeseburger too. I do. There is nothing like a great cheeseburger for me. And I love it when they put all the other stuff on it too, the tomato and the onion and the whole thing. And then of course when you go to Bobby's, they have all of those sauces that you can try if you want to. And their French fries. Yeah, you did. Jump out of the chat and back in. What does that do? That's a little like playing jump rope, isn't it? Son of a gun. And the fries, they have really good fries. I love their sweet potato fries. I really do. They're so good. Aw, look at that. Look at all those thumbs up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. With a fried egg on it. Oh, I can't even imagine. Oh, is that what you have to do? Um, Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There was something specific I wanted to. Oh, I wanted to talk to you today about what I'm grateful for. You know, it's a funny thing. I am. Oh, that's not fun. I am in pain pretty much all the time. It's a question of degree, but it's interesting. As I start to be able to do some more things, I almost forget the pain because I'm so thrilled to be able to do something. Let me give you an example. The last couple of days I noticed when I have to bend down to pick up the dog's bowl or to if something falls on the floor and I don't have my grabber right near me, if I do it carefully and I bend from the back rather than from the leg, if that makes any sense, I don't get the terrible pain in my thigh that I was getting all the time since I got home. So it's a gift. Tonight I was able to go to the supermarket and I was able to go from one end of the store to the other. That was a gift. I got a parking space right in front of the store. That was a gift. It was all such a wonderful feeling that I said, wow, there are things, sometimes I think when we have a terrible time and we go through something awful, it makes you really appreciate the good things. Yeah, play the lot. Let me tell you something, Sandy. That $10 lottery ticket, it's sitting in my brain. I want another one. I really do. I want to scratch off another one. It is the little things. It really is the little things. It's like I can do that. I can do that. And isn't that wonderful? I'm just I'm just incredibly pleased. I was able to do some cleaning. I have to tell you, yes, I am looking forward to that. I had that thought today, Sheila, about bathing the dogs. The things that we take for granted, absolutely. And I was looking at the dogs and I was thinking when I was able to do the other stuff that maybe I'll be able to do that soon. Mm, yeah. I'm glad that I have my dogs too, and it's really wonderful. And having her in my lap today was great. Oh, but that sounds like fun. Was it fun, Denise? 3 different kinds of cookies. You are making memories, absolutely. And it is hard. I remember when my grandkids were little, and I remember getting so frustrated sometimes when the little one was really small. He was impossible. You could not change his diaper because he started flailing all over the place. And, you'd want to say, walk around naked, I don't care. But, it's just, those moments, you do want to remember them. You really do. It goes by so fast. I tell anybody who has young children to enjoy every moment because I'm just so happy to be able to do it. I really am. So thank you. Um, Lost my train of thought though. That train takes off without me. It really does. I used to remember absolutely everything. Messes clean up. Absolutely true. And oh, that's what it was about it going by too fast. And I mean, I remember my mother in law saying it to me when David was about 18 months old. I was bouncing him on my knee. She said, enjoy every minute because you blink and it's gone. And that's the truth. It just goes by so fast. It really does. I have to tell you, oh, that's a nice memory. It really is, being able to do that kind of stuff. I never have memories like that with my mother because my mother she was very smart. She was very intuitive. She worked most of her life, which was unusual in those days, but she did. And, you know, I wish that we could have done that, but that was not her talent. No more dollar store. Oh, how cute is that? Oh, that's absolutely adorable. I have to tell you, though, I found the most delicious mints in the dollar store. The kind of after dinner mints, really nice. Exactly true. Exactly true. You couldn't be more true. You just absolutely you want to be able to get up, get out in the world and make a difference. It might have been Andy's mints. I'm not sure. Are those a couple of different colors? I think it might have been. They were really tasty. So I don't have more than one or two at a time, but I feel like it cleanses the palate. Redbird soft mints. It was such a nice thing, and I had no expectation of anything when I got it, but I really, really enjoyed it, so it was a nice thing. I also am making myself a promise, and of course, now here I am putting it out on video, so it'll be out there for everybody to see. I want to I want to start eating better. I'm not going to do anything until the holidays are over, but I definitely want to try to do it starting right after the new year because it makes such a difference. It really does. I want to be more the me that was more vibrant. I know I've been through a lot, and I know that it's been a long road back, but at the same time, I want to rebuild my strength and be the best me that I can be. Yes, absolutely. Oh, yes, those were really good, those peppermints. Absolutely. Yeah, and that stuff is so good. I have to give up sugar. Giving up sugar is going to be really hard. And for me, I know that I've done it before. Look at the lessons. Absolutely. I have been really good. When I say giving up sugar, I don't give up sugar in the sense that I eat delicious fruit. And the fruit, of course, has sugar in it. But if I can have a camise pear and find it succulent because it's my sugar, how much better for me than if I'm doing it the other way? How much better is it for me than if I'm doing everything does happen for a reason? Absolutely. There are lessons for us to learn. And yeah, I think we should do that. Of course, look how bad I am. That I got everybody started with the chocolate again. Yes, and I'm definitely planning to go back that route. As a matter of fact, tonight, it does make a big difference losing 10 pounds. I am definitely, okay, let's then hold each other accountable when we start to do it. And again, I'm not going to do it before the holidays, but I'm game to start it right after the first of the year. So anybody who wants to join me in this, let's do it and do the very best we can. Great. Um, yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea. I know that I felt better. There is no question about it. Good. Good, I'm glad. I I happen to like the gala apples very much. Okay. Go to bed, Sheila. Take care, and I will see you or bug you or something within a day or two, for sure. Talk to you soon. Um, Honey Crisp apples? Yeah, but I really enjoy, I was thinking, and I so many times I've been thinking to do this, to take my apples and make baked apples. Baked apples are delicious. It's a little bit like having an apple pie without any crust. So I keep thinking about doing it. I also did make apple crisp one time, not, well, I was gonna say not long ago, maybe a year or two ago. So, yeah, that was good. having just the crumble on top. So when having some kind of an urge for that, better to do that than to eat all this other garbage. Of course, what it means, if I'm not going to Weight Watchers, I've been to Weight Watchers 3 times. I know how to do it. I know how to go on a diet. I know how to eat much healthier. I also will start to do some videos showing some of the, did you? That must have been wonderful. I really want to start to show you some of the food that I am eating when I choose to do the healthier stuff. I think I mentioned to you, I had at one point not long ago, and I've got to go back there and hope they have it again. They had, when I went to North Shore Farms, which is one of the supermarkets around here, they had a salad that was, I wouldn't do keto. Keto is not for me. They had a salad that was spinach, and they had it with raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, cherry tomatoes, onion, and they had it with a raspberry vinaigrette sauce. Oh, there was also sliced egg in it. It was delicious. It was healthy, and I felt wonderful after I had it. I really did. I also love couscous salad, Mediterranean couscous salad. It is portion control, and the funny thing is, I've never been a huge eater. I think maybe because as a child, my mother used to pile the plate high. I would lose my appetite when the plate was piled high, full of food, because I would always feel as if there was no way I could eat it all, so why bother? But I find that when I do not eat large portions, I don't even want a large portion of anything. I really don't. I use a normal plate, but I really, for example, even when I go out to lunch with the girls, I never eat the whole thing. I always eat half, and I take half home, and then I have a second meal. So, no soda? I can't promise to do no soda. That's not for me. Um, so I would continue to do soda. What is your problem, little boy? I'm going to turn this around a second so you can see what I'm seeing. What's your matter, little boy? What is your problem? Aw, my guys, soda's not good. Yeah, I'm sure soda might not be. I am doing much better with the water drinking. I'm drinking 133, um, yes, 33 and something ounces of the flavored water. So I am doing that. Um, I'm doing that regularly. He is adorable, isn't he? And you have to love dogs because dogs are, they are the way people should be, but most of the time aren't. Oh, I'm so glad that you joined in this time. Thank you so much, Sharon. I'm really glad you're here with us. What kind of dog? All 3 of my dogs are Havanese, and his name is Bailey. I have Milo, who was the first that I got. Bailey was the second, and Ruby is my little girl, my little redhead. And Ruby was the one that you sort of saw a little bit in the earlier video today. They love unconditionally. They love you even if you mistreat them. They love unconditionally. They are there for you. They don't judge you. They can sense when you don't feel well, and they will be right there by your side. Yes, my my son's significant other has Shih Tzu. I think they're Shih Tzus. She has 2 of them. So yeah, they're adorable dogs. But yeah, they're just incredible. They're incredible. I have had dogs all my adult life, probably because when I was a child, my father adored dogs, and we definitely could take a lesson from dogs. We really could. Absolutely. Um, my father used to bring dogs home all the time. He loved them. He would say they followed him home from work. And my, wow, wow, that's a lot of water. And my mother would get rid of them. So I would, as a child, fall in love. That is a great idea. Let us do that. That is a great idea. And I will announce it um, in a video that I put out as a regular video so that everybody can join in, that I'm going to be doing one as a tribute to dogs and have everybody send in pictures of their dogs and little stories. I think that is a wonderful, wonderful idea, Sandy. So, yes, I'm going to definitely do it. I'll put out a video tomorrow announcing it, and I will do it as soon as everybody sends me their pictures. So I think that's going to be terrific. And it can be dogs that people have today, but if they don't, it can be dogs they had at any time in their lives. So that's going to be a wonderful, you're right. It should be pets in general. It really should. Or should I do one for dogs and one for cats? Yeah, funny thing is, my son had a cat, my son and daughter-in-law had a cat. John Wayne's dog's name? Wow. I don't know. Are you? Yeah. Was it Duke? That was what they called John Wayne. Was his dog Duke? I don't know. I have to tell you, on the dating sites, whenever I see a guy with his arms around a dog, I say to myself, that's got to be a good guy. It really does. Oh, and speaking of which, I am in contact with three of the guys now. You had an 8-foot snake. Whoa. And having nice conversations. Last night, I told you I was asleep and then I woke up in the middle of the night and I watched that documentary and then I couldn't fall asleep again. And it was probably it was about 2:45 in the morning when I got a text from one of the guys, and this is the one with the romantic soul, and he just texted me and said, messaged me through the service, and he said that he was doing some late night, last minute Christmas shopping. He couldn't sleep. And I wrote back and said, well, how funny is it that I was asleep and I woke up and watched a documentary and I couldn't fall asleep again. So it was interesting. So here in the middle of the night, I didn't feel as alone. I think you meant to say, where does he live? Is that it? My dad's in heaven. Oh, do I want to see that? Am I going to be really sad? The guy, one of them is very local, one of them is not too far away, and the very romantic one is a long distance away. He's several states away. So, not in New York. Two of them are in New York, and one of them is not. The romantic soul is not. So, but it's really, something? It's really nice for whatever it is, whatever it turns out to be, whatever it turns out not to be. It's very nice right at the moment for exactly what it is. And I am enjoying it. Like is in the air. Like is in the air. I'm liking the whole experience of it. And I have met one. He was very nice and very pleasant. I will meet the others possibly. I did let them know my situation because, hi Dolores, nice to see you. I let all of them know my situation because I don't want to be trying to fool anybody or mislead anybody or have them think I'm something I'm not. And so far, it really has not been it has not been an issue. And if it has been an issue for somebody, they're not for me anyway, because that means to me that they would not be. Oh, what a nice comment I just got. So, you know, it's just it's nice to be able to interact and to just have conversation and meet new people. That was one of the things I always loved about my job. I was always meeting new people and finding new friends. And I mean, I made friends with some people that I met and stayed friends with them for years and years. Even if they moved away from here, we still remained friends. So it's nice to be able to do that. And wherever the road leads is exactly where the road is supposed to lead. And that's fine. So we'll see. I'll play it out. And I'm good with it exactly where it is. And we'll see. So Dolores, bake anything exciting today? I used to stay away sometimes from your videos because I stated it earlier, Sharon, I'm in my 70s. Um, oh, okay. Shortbread tomorrow. I would be so tempted to try to make some of the stuff. Not that it would do it anywhere near as well as you, but I was trying so hard not to eat all that stuff. But now that I started eating sweets anyway, I'm going to be going on you should pardon the expression, sweetless diet of a sort after the new year, but I'm okay until then. Oh, that's nice that you did some Christmas shopping together. That's always a good thing. I used to go with a very dear friend of mine, Mary, and sometimes my mother would come along, but my mother hated shopping. My mother hated shopping with a passion. To her, that was like a Chinese water torture. Just don't take her shopping. After New Year, we will do better. And I think it's going to be something good for all of us. I think it's going to lead to something much better. Chocolate chip shortbread today. Oops, okay. Take care, Sandy. Have a good night. Oh, it is getting late, actually. You make baklava. Oh, honey pistachio. That sounds wonderful. That really sounds so good. I was thinking that my mother would have loved online shopping, but you know what the truth is? My mother didn't like acquiring a lot of stuff. And maybe, um, do I tell the men my age or do I? I don't tell the guys my exact age. I don't tell them my exact age, but close. But I only don't do it because people want to put you in a neat little box based upon ages, and I just don't, I refuse to play the game. So, yeah, I, chocolate chip shortbread with one side dipped in melted chocolate. That sounds wonderful. You're right, Myra. Age is a number. It really is a number. And the truth is, there are people who are young who are very old in spirit, and there are people who are old who are young in spirit. And for me, age has never been a factor for me in my friendships, in my relationships with anybody. My dearest friend for many, many years was 18 years older than I was. It never was a factor in our relationship at all. Um, maybe not, Sharon. Maybe you should give it a try and just stick your toe in the pond. Don't forget, if you go online, it's all I think we're all, well, within a range, shall we say, but not the same age. I think that if you tried the online dating thing, it would be um, it would be something that you could control because it's done by message. And when you do it by message, right at the moment, the site that I'm doing, haha, exactly. Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate it. The site that I was on, and it was accidental because the interesting thing that happens is when you go to these sites, they kind of, I think they automatically sign you up on sister sites or something like that. The site that I'm on currently, only because I forgot to take myself off it, it was accidental, but is anything ever really accidental, is Plenty of Fish. So it's POF.com, Plenty of Fish. I was on Match.com. I was on, there was one, what was it called? There was one where I got all these sexually explicit messages, and it was not a Tinder type site. It was a regular dating site. I was so offended by it that I just took myself right off the site, and I can't remember which one. Yes, it is free. They do have an upgrade on it, but it is free. And I have never seen a crime show that said, and they met on Plenty of Fish. I have, on the other hand, seen crime shows that said, and they met on Match.com. So it is what it is. I even did the, oh, what's that other one? The one that they give you that huge long questionnaire. Um, they have commercials on television all the time, at least here. I can't think of the name of it. eHarmony. eHarmony. And I think they're all essentially the same. Yeah. Yeah, she did meet her hubby online. I have friends who have met their significant others or their um, partners online. You absolutely have to be careful. I know that. I'm very aware of that. And I would only take it as far as my comfort level lets me. And I have a pretty good gut. You get a gut feeling about things. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that's a scary thing. Match.com had some very strange, and I think they had a lot of scammers on Match.com. They really did. Some of the guys sounded incredible, but not so much. Really not so much. Your husband was your daughter's class geography pen pal? Are you kidding? Is that true? Oh, this is starting to get really long again. I think um I think what I probably should do. You met your beau 14 years ago on a dating site? That is wonderful. And you don't have to get married. Being committed is. Oh, hi. I'm so glad you did pop on. Bumble is very good. Oh, wow. I, yeah, who knows? Yeah, I think marriage, if you're going to have a family, If you're young and you're gonna have children, marriage is something you might wanna consider. But aside from that, I think times are very different today. It's not, it's not the way it was certainly when I was a young woman. I mean, I remember as a kid, the women talking and they would whisper if a woman had gotten divorced, or they would say she's a divorcee. What? It's just different times. So some of it is good and some of it maybe not so good. But all in all, time marches on whether we like it or not. So things change. I'm enjoying the experience of this, though, as I say, wherever it leads. And I don't think the destination right at the moment. Oh, I'm so glad, Wendy. I'm absolutely with you, and I'm glad you came over. Um, I think that I lost my train of thought again. There it goes, right down the station. That's the only big problem about getting old. What I started to say earlier, I used to remember everything. I would never have to write an appointment in a book. And I had loads of appointments because in my business you do. And I remembered everything. Now, scary stuff. Scary stuff. But okay, so I'm going to plan to kind of uh, end this for tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to do a video asking for photos. So you want me to do it in one video? You want me to do animals, so it'll be cats and dogs or whatever, we'll call it pets. So people will send in photos of their pets and with a little blurb about it and what the animal means to you and that sort of thing. And I will plan on doing something like that very soon. I think it's something that we will all love. Okay, I'm going to do it that way. So it'll be all pets. Send it to my email. Absolutely. And I think it's going to be great fun. I think Sandy had a great idea, and I will certainly credit her with the idea. And we will see how it turns out. I have no idea what format it will take, but I'll come up with something, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So on that note, I'm going to end it for tonight, and I will take care. Love you all, and thanks so much. And I'll see you. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow to do the other video. Perhaps I will do another one tomorrow night. And take care, everybody. Have a great night. See you soon. Bye-bye.